The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
Right. It's time to get down to business. With your help, Hamish and Andy are covering off on every topic in the world. And right now, there is no topic more important than
accents.
Before you do a skerrick of work today, make sure you know all there is to know about
accents.
When we talk business, we talk...
accents.
Yeah, what on?
I'm Peter Harvey. This is Hamish and Andy's Business Brunch, and business starts... now.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Peter Harvey. Yes, Hamish and Andy's Business Brunch is back. Polished shoes on. If you're wearing garters, congratulations, because yes, it's serious today, Ham. The topic is accents.
I'm just wearing shoes and garters. Thank you very much. Welcome to business.
Hey, every topic in the world, we're endeavouring to cover off one day at a time. The overwhelming thing we got on email at hamishandy.com/topics for accents is everyone goes, I'm from out of town, I do a great Australian accent. And when I say out of town, I mean internationally.
I'm so far out of town, you get severely wet if you try and get to my town by foot. Here's the another amazing thing we got was I got two separate pieces of correspondence from different people that just had one name in the message line.
What's that?
Sofia Vergara.
Really?
Sometimes people that's all they need to say when it comes to accents. I assume that means they're pro Sofia, or it'd be amazing if they were Sofia.
Yeah.
I can forward those email accounts to you if you want, Andy. But Sofia Vergara very much held up as the best accent in the world, but Australian accents, the hardest to do, is what a lot of people think.
Absolutely. It forced us, Ham, to go back through the treasure troves of amazing games we've played and thinking, we've got to play Pick the Rat. There's so many people gloating.
We do have, we do create radio history with the world's best ever radio game in Pick the Rat. I mean, it is accent-based. It'd be foolish not to address it.
Absolutely. The way this game is played is we put up three people on the phone. Two of them are putting on an Australian accent. One of them is genuinely Australian. We've picked these people randomly from the guys that have been saying that they are so good at the Aussie accent.
Yep.
Can you and I pick the rat?
So is there two rats?
Well,
because there's two people faking.
That's true. Maybe the rat today in this sense.
So if we pick the rat, this is the other, if you've not heard the game before, the other thing is us trying to remember the rules. Is the rat the person that's the real Australian?
Yes, that's the rat today.
That's the rat. Today, the Australian is the rat, and by picking him, we'll be ousting the weasels, who are the English people pretending to be Australians.
Straight after this, we pick the rat
and find the weasels.
to kick off accents on the Business Brunch.
Whatever is said, just hear the accent and then pick it. There's a rodent in the hood. I pick the rat. I pick the rat. I pick the rat if you could.
Yes, the opener for Pick the Rat. It's Hamish and Andy's Business Brunch. Haim, today the topic, as we endeavour to go through every topic in the world, one topic at a time on this show, is accents.
You and I have very natural Australian accents, Andy. We love Pick the Rat. It's the best game ever invented on radio, and it is an amazing way to test people's efficiency and accuracy at doing the Australian accent. Yeah. The rules of Pick the Rat have varied historically. Sometimes it involves one English person doing an Australian accent and two others are Australian. Today, I believe we have two English people trying to do an Australian accent.
It could be
any people trying to do an Australian accent, and one real Australian. So today, we pick the rat, therefore discover the weasels.
Yes. There's an Australian rat in there.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and pick
All hail the rat today.
Exactly.
We picked the rat. We've found the imposters.
This came about because in the topic of accents, and you can contribute to any of the topics, hamishandy.com/topics. Go there, see what tickles your fancy, and add your thoughts. Most people are saying, I'm brilliant as an Australian accent. These were coming in from people that have visited Australia or recently moved here.
Maybe they know an Australian.
Yeah. And so we thought, let's test them. Let's get two internationals up.
If you can fool these ears, if your whiskery little naughty mouth, as the rat can fool these ears, then you are a rat, or in this case, a weasel.
The idea being, Ham, is we've given three people this line. Hi, I am Hugh Jackman, and I'm the Prime Minister of Australia.
Yeah.
They have to say it once and once only.
That's all they can say.
We get to listen to that.
And don't say stuff like, oh, is that all right, isn't it? Afterwards, because then we'll know
No, you're British.
You're British. You're a weasel.
Corey joins us as the first contestant for Pick the Rat. Corey, say the line.
I'm Hugh Jackman, and I'm Prime Minister of Australia.
Okay.
Okay, Corey.
Thank you, Corey. Okay. Did we hear the faint gnawing of cheese in the background there?
It sounded Weasley, didn't it? Stephanie, please say the line.
Hi, I'm Hugh Jackman. I'm the Prime Minister of Australia.
Okay. And finally...
Did Pop go the weasel there?
Simon.
The line is, hi, I'm Hugh Jackman. I'm the President of Australia.
Prime Minister.
Sorry, Prime Minister.
That
was a
was
trick.
Yeah,
just to make sure you understood the parliamentary system in Australia.
Simon, unleash.
Hi, I'm Hugh Jackman, and I'm the Prime Minister of Australia.
They're all rodents, but what kind of rodents are they?
So this is-
Simon was the most confident to
Yeah.
me. He was
Yeah.
number 3.
Yeah.
And rats are confident, whereas weasels are weasels.
Well, we're trying to pick, if you've just tuned, we're trying to pick who is a genuine Australian out of 3 people. There's 2. I think we can discount Corey. I don't think he was Australian.
Think Corey's a weasel?
I think Corey is a
Definite
weasel.
So it comes down to Stephanie and Simon. Callers 2 and 3. Yeah, Simon, you're confident, but are you confident because you love your accent, or are you confident because you got nothing to hide? That's the rat conundrum.
I'm going to go with you. I don't know. My answer is I don't know. Out of
Wow,
Stephanie
good
and
ratting,
Simon.
guys. Good ratting.
Great ratting. I'm going to go with
Look, I think
you, Ham,
Simon's the
because
rat.
last time I was confident and you overruled me.
I can pick rats.
And you won.
I think Simon's the rat.
In the only other time we've played this game.
I think Simon's the rat. I think he's Australian.
I think he's
I
Australian.
think we've picked the rat in Simon, which I think Stephanie can do a very good Australian accent, but she might be the weasel.
Are you sure then? But what?
Oh, no, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, where do you think she's from then?
Canada.
Okay, we're going lock in Simon?
Yeah. Simon, where are you from?
I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah!
Oh, you're the rat! She's all round!
Stephanie, where are you from?
I'm from Fremont, California, San Francisco.
Yeah, pretty close to Canada, though. Same continent.
Stephanie,
Steph, pretty good Australian accent, though,
Yeah,
I've got to
that was
say. I
brilliant.
thought you were a rat for a second.
Yes! How did you come about getting such a good Australian accent?
Well, like in the past year, I got into Australian music, and I watch a lot of Chris Lilly or Jimmy King, and I watch a lot of Hamish and Andy videos.
So you've never been...
So we taught you, just like people in communist North Korea learn English off Flintstones videos, we taught you Australian.
You taught me Australian. I've never been there, and I really want to go, but I've never been. But thanks, guys.
Oh, Stephanie, thank you for joining us.
it's
Apologies
exactly-
for being ousted a weasel.
It's exactly how Chris Lilly portrays it.
Thank you very much, everybody. That's incredible.
Great weasel work.
What got you on that?
I'm sort of like the audio mentalist. The ear mentalist.
Hamish and Andy's business
Not as
brunch.
good a show.
HamishAndy.com/topics, where you go to HamishAndy.com and just see the big yellow cuppa there for the business brunch. Click on it.
Here's while we're talking accents, I mean, there's a lot of people have been contacting saying I do a great accent. One guy just contacted and said accents had 2 points on the 1 to 10 scale of a girl's hotness automatically. Doesn't care what accent.
But really?
Yeah.
Surely some aren't.
I question robotic. If robot is an accent.
Surely some accents.
If a girl talked to you just as a robot, maybe on Big Bang Theory for like a 2-minute story arc, but not for your relationship. Still, a lot of people talking
you say that
traditional
accents, even though robotic is an accent,
Yes.
I feel it's
Was I hot for a sec?
no. I feel they're American. Most of robots sound American within their tinny robotic way.
True. Although if you notice now at supermarkets, at Coles, where you do the automatic checkout, the ones where Jack steals a lot of stuff,
yes.
when you do the automatic check through, it's so Blade Runner now. Like it's so futuristic, where you can just hear this when the same thing's being said over and over again around you, like hello, continue, swipe to continue, and everyone's doing it. It even though it's an Australian accent, it still feels American. It still feels like we're in the future, where we all get a pleasant robot woman telling us to step onto the platform and not to fear the ship's about to self-destruct.
I feel that with those type of robots, everyone's going for what people describe in Hollywood as a neutral accent.
Yeah.
For some reason, just rounding off every edge so you don't know where they're from and makes everyone feel at home.
While we're talking non-traditional accents, though, we've got a couple of bits of correspondence from different company men and women about accents from things and places you wouldn't expect to have accents.
Okay.
'Cause I think so far what we've been talking about is really human mouths making the accent.
Yeah.
Here's an example of a human non-mouth making an accent.
Yeah.
This breaks my heart, though, because it's from GS Swagger Dagger. And Swagdag, if we could give any message out when you correspond with the business brunch at hamishandandy.com/topics, that is how you get to be part of this show.
Yeah.
Please leave a phone number.
Yes.
Please leave a phone number. This kills me. Now, I've written back to Swagger Dagger, but
He hasn't got back.
I only did it this morning, so, I can't hope for too much. What a message.
Okay.
My brother can fart in different accents.
No, he can't.
His best is his Indian one, where it's two small blasts sounding like an Indian man saying thank you. No, it's not. Or hello, right? So I had to think about this, and I was imagining could I also... I don't even want to do an accent. I would be happy to fart a word.
Yeah.
I don't have to do an accent. Had a bit of a think about it. I don't think I could fart an accent. And I would love, and if I can get back in touch with Swagadaga and he can send me some audio of his brother farting in an accent, that would be incredible. Here, I think I could fart a word. I think I could, choice of word is very hard.
Okay.
Because farting something like, what's up?
Yeah.
It's not really going to sound like that. I think I could fart the word burlap.
What does that mean?
Like a burlap sack, Hessian.
No, I don't.
Yeah, burlap. It's like a type of material.
Okay.
Or maybe I could fart the word creek.
Yeah.
Creek.
What about
burlap?
What about flabbergasted?
That's a biggie.
Yeah, but I feel like
Flabbergasted.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
you're not going to get the gasted in there.
yeah, I think I've heard you.
You'd need two hands manipulating your cheeks. You couldn't do it naturally.
If we ever get, we never revisit topics on this show. But
Hasn't happened yet.
Swagger Dagger,
If he gets back to us and we hear if we hear a fart that sounds like an Indian man
saying thank you,
we've got to put that on the air, don't we? That's business.
It's business, bro.
It might as well be pants on Friday. We're all trying to fart flabbergasted. It's probably time we discussed a couple of concerns that young Aussies have.
Yeah.
Got a bit of correspondence here from Rick. He's 21, lives in Manly. He wants to travel. He's keen to travel like a lot of young Australians, but he's worried about losing his Australian accent. And that's good to see.
Take a gap year or 5, mate.
Mate, you cannot stop learning. Take it from Uncle Hamish and Andy. You've got to get out there and travel, but you've got to keep your accent. It's the most uniquely Australian thing you've got. Mm-hmm. We don't want to see any of this business of, going to London for 2 weeks and coming back talking like you're on faulty towers. Okay?
Yeah.
Keep your Australian accent.
Yeah.
It's better than your passport.
It is.
In fact, I know for a fact that a lot of customs and stuff overseas,
You don't need
if
a
you
passport.
lose your passport,
Yeah.
you can just say, can.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay,
Yeah,
right, well, there you go, you're Australian. And he's worried. He goes, I don't know what to do. I'm really worried. That's his biggest fear about travelling, not malaria and not getting a weird tropical rash.
Well, it is such a tool. We particularly found it in America at the most. They are loving Aussie accents at the moment.
It's incredible. And I can't wait to get back there and just say he's Kenny Hemsworth, the smaller, weedier Hemsworth. And what we thought we'd do to help out Rick and anyone that's thinking of travelling and worried about losing their accent. The whole thing is, obviously, you're a victim of your environment. That's why people, and some are more susceptible than others, but people do miraculously pick up very fast these British accents and others when they're overseas.
You know what it's called? It's kleptolinguists.
Is it people that just adopt an accent?
Yep.
Right.
You're a bit of a kleptolinguist.
You thieve accents.
Most dads do
Like
it
a kleptomaniac.
at Oriental restaurants.
My dad thinks he's helping when he says napkin.
Yeah,
But he's not, because we're trying to order chicken.
Yeah, so most dads do are kleptolinguists.
So is it like kleptomaniac?
Yeah,
You
thieving.
just thieve an accent.
Yeah.
Well, don't be a klepto-linguist, even if you don't want to be.
Yeah.
We thought, how can we make an audio device? Hopefully, this is a cassette we're going to develop and distribute for free at University O Days, along with the condom. You don't use them together. Well, then maybe up to you.
One
You know,
might
you're an
lead to the
adult
other.
now, so we're not here to tell you what to do. Something developed for free to make sure you keep the accent.
Yeah.
If you've got a lot of foreign accents coming into your ears and you're scared about adopting them, keep your Australian accent. And we've enlisted the use of one of our favourite Australians. He's been on the show before, good friend of the show, great Australian guy, Michael Clark.
Yes.
He is the captain of the Aussie cricket team.
Yeah.
He's an incredible sportsman, but he's a dedicated. You can't ask for a more dedicated Australian.
No, and you can't.
And he travels a lot.
You can't ask for a more dedicated Australian accent.
No. And people would know at the start of any Michael Clark endorsement, you get a bit of, oh, Michael Clark.
Yeah.
All right? And he drops punctuation, he drops dictation, he drops diction, he drops everything. It's all one syllable.
Except he doesn't drop an accent.
He doesn't drop his accent. He says words based on pure accent.
Yeah.
And no letters or language. Hi, Michael Clark.
Yeah.
It's one syllable.
Yeah, exactly.
He condenses 6 syllables into one syllable.
So we've got-
Clark. He's so good. So you
we've-
still understand what he's saying. And that's because he runs on pure Aussiness.
And so we've enlisted his help to this travelling tape.
Yep.
He says numerous phrases in it.
It's just
so
to give you,
li-
just to have a few practice phrases, because there's a common thing in accents. If you want to say an Irish accent, you use the word potato.
Yeah.
Potato, potato, potato. And it helps you get into the Irish accent.
We should just play a bit of
Well,
this.
here's a bunch of phrases, and then Michael Clark's version of them, just so you can keep your accent.
Okay, well, let's just put the tape in.
Keep your Australian accent with Michael Clark. When travelling overseas, be sure to listen to Michael and copy his intonation on the following phrases. Good morning.
Hi, I'm Michael Clark.
Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm Michael Clark.
Top of the evening to you.
Hi, I'm Michael Clark.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm Michael Clark.
Excuse me, I hope I'm not...
Hi, I'm Michael Clark.
I'm
Oh,
not...
quiet.
I'm not finished.
Right.
Sorry, the phrase was... Excuse me,
Hi,
I'm not... I sincerely hope I'm not interrupting, but I
Michael.
feel like we've crossed paths before.
Clark. Oh, Michael Clark.
Enjoy.
Clark.
Hamish and Andy.
There's so many more topics, hamishandandy.com/topics if you want to get involved in this show.
It's the only way to be involved in the business brunch. As you can see, then once your correspondence goes on the agenda, we do our best to discuss it. So many amazing contributors already, Ando.
Exactly, and sorry if we can't get to all of them, but company man Dan Hunt here, Chumba 54,756.
Got in early.
Writes in, he said, I majored in French, so I can do a pretty good French accent.
He majored in French.
Yeah,
Okay.
when he was at university. He said, I mainly use it to remind myself that I have $30,000 in student loan debt and no marketable skills.
Or toi 10,000.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
As
yeah.
they do not say. And while we're talking, we mentioned non-traditional accents before. What about cat sense?
Cat sense.
Cat accents.
there
It's
one?
often, different animals make different noises in different countries.
Well, I
Like,
read that cows have accents.
cows have accents, but also frogs. We say frogs go ribbit, but in other countries they give them a burp.
What do you mean?
They give,
But, I mean, that's,
they give animals
that's,
different
but,
noises.
I know, but that's humans.
No,
Yes, it is.
accents.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And cat
Humans-
sense,
Okay.
different cats having different accents.
No, it's not.
Well,
okay.
cats-
You just wanted to say cat sense.
Well, no, not meowing differently, but we've got here with a dog scent where this company lady Chloe's written in going, I think if my dog could talk, he'd have the accent of Macaulay Culkin, which is a voice, but a Macaulay Culkin accent. Picture of the dog. I got to agree with it. Yeah. Made me think a little bit about my cat Meow, but what would his voice sound like if he could talk?
I think quite low.
I thought that as well, but then I think we're being influenced by Sabrina, because the cat on Sabrina the Teenage Witch has sort of a posh, low Englishman's voice.
Yeah.
When I thought about it a little bit more, I think Meowbit's more of a Joe Pesci, but we may never know. We may never know. I hope we know one time. I hope we can just zip off his suit and there's a little Joe Pesci in there, but I can't find the zip. I've even shaved him. Last question that I want to leave everyone with. Another alert company lady, Jessie, has written in, is Sesame Street an accent? Are the characters from Sesame Street
Well, they have
Grover?
accents.
Like, what's his accent?
Well, they've all got a bit of a New York twang, a lot of them, or American.
What about the Count?
The Count?
You racist pig.
The Count's also American.
I think the Count is Eastern European, my friend. He loves to count. That ain't American.
Well, you watch it more than me.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting... Grover, I think, especially... Bert and Ernie, you'd put them down to just nasally American.
Yes.
But Grover... And maybe
Who
Elmer.
is
What's
Grover?
The blue one. Looks like a skinny cookie monster.
Okay, it's been a while. Okay.
Oh, come on, mate. It's Sesame Street. They're famous characters.
Yeah, when I was 5.
Yeah, but they haven't changed. They don't age. They're puppets.
I know, but I mean, I don't know who I was hanging out with in grade 5 what they sounded like.
It's
like if
Grover.
What
does Grover sound like, Jack? You do a pretty good Grover. There we go. Yeah.
I know. I can't. I just imagine him sounding American as well, like sort of a bit of an older Elmo.
I think he does a bit of a bit of. He's got that.
You just did Bill Cosby.
No, but Grover does a bit of Grover. He's got a bit of a to him,
which is similar to Bill.
Well, it's not fair to Bill.
Maybe it's not fair to Grover.
No, it's true. Bill Cosby does have one of the oddest voices in the world.
That's all.
But anyway, it's a good question. We do ask for your questions, your theories at hamishandandy.com/topics. Doesn't just have to be about bragging about doing accents.
No.
Questions. There's so many others. Another one was, what's the most intimidating accent? Do you want to finish with that? What accent spooks you?
I would say, I don't know, a stern Ruski.
Yeah, I'd hate to end on a racist note, but I got to agree with you. They are scary.
No, they're not.
Oh, you started it. No, they're lovable.
Thank you.
We just don't get a lot of their jokes, and we definitely understand them when they're being violent.
Thank you for being with us. It's the Business Brunch, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Dos Vidania for joining us.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.